Good night. This episode essentially talks about, has a lot of crossover with real life, which it talks about Rome, it talks about Jesus, and it talks about actually the Arabic countries. And let's go. This episode essentially, if you guys don't remember, episode 18 shows Edward's trip to the east, where they go and meet Maria Ross, the soldier that didn't die. And it's a very interesting episode because it shows for churches. Churches is essentially the very civilized culture before the culture they're in right there. And if you do a crossover with real life, to me it really shows, it really is very similar to Greece actually, and Rome essentially. And that's really cool. That's a cool crossover. And the one thing that I never understood about the East and about Japan and about animes is that in animes they reject everything Japanese. The eyes are big. And in this case, in the probably the most successful anime of all time, there's nothing Japanese about it, in the sense that they do crossover with Jesus, with Rome, with essentially Germany and First World War and Europe. And we don't see Japan ever. We see the Chinese again, from Ling and Xing, and those Xing people. And Japan is nowhere to be seen, and I don't know why they do it. It's very interesting. And if someone really knows what is going on and why they do it, please, comment below. I don't know. But what impresses me about this episode, and there's a lot to unpack here, they do real similarities with, starting with Rome through churches, and they show how degraded and bad the end of the civilization was. And they represented the apocalypse through the homunculi, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're trying to represent in the end of Fullmetal Alchemist, in the end of the anime, because they represent, if you see Hohenheim as Jesus, and they really represent the homunculi as the nuclear bomb that fell upon Japan in 1945. And if you remember, there were two nuclear bombs. And in the end of the anime, when Hohenheim and the homunculus really meet each other, there are two big explosions. Which it just shows to me, I don't know if it's through a subconscious way or she just knew what she was doing, the writer. They really represented, the end of the great Japanese society and how it degraded in 1945 to a new beginning. That, to me, it's really not a new beginning, because my interpretation, even though I never went to Japan, is that Japan is soulless, And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm truly wrong. But anyways, that's one thing that goes on in this episode. The other thing, and I don't know, it's too many things for one video. The other thing that shows up is Hohenheim as Jesus. And I don't know how to unpack that. And it's just interesting, He's just a prophet that goes on. And for what I understand, most of these religions, they're all founded by great men, and they are all depicted as prophets. And this anime is really cool because it shows a great man that stopped being a man and he just lived forever. And he lived forever in people's consciousness, and he really makes miracles. It's a very interesting allegory to life and how it goes. And the other thing that I already forgot, is the Arabic world through the Ishvalens, essentially showing, because of all the oppression, they just go back and they're just paying back. And to me, that's almost a stab at, what the Arabic world is doing to Europe. Because let's be honest, the Europeans in the 20th century, they really oppressed the Arabic world, and now through all this migration and they're basically the Arabics invading Europe, you can see a real shift inside Europe. And it's a cool thing to show, this payback through the media. I don't know if I'm looking into it too much, but that's really cool. Thank you very much. I hope you. I know I'm not really explaining a lot, and maybe I should. All these things just very slowly, but I just want to stir up something in you guys and even in myself. And over time, I'm definitely going to get deep into more themes. So thank you very much and good night.